This new idea I had, I mentioned it, the software app that we're talking about building. Main purpose of the app is to take systems and processes that we currently have and we're operating our business on, take them all and get them into one location. So the app will be sales and project management based. So our need on the sales side is better tracking and oversight of the sales team. So one of our big pain points as a custom window sales and installation company is mismeasures. So over the last few years, we've gone through, multiple salespeople, and ultimately their downfall is consistently mismeasuring product. So how do we get eyes on the salesperson without sending a second person there? Because ultimately it's like if we have to send two people on a sales call, then it's doubling our cost. So the idea on the sales piece is to record all the measurements. So the problem I was thinking about is, how does a guy pull a tape measure and then snap a picture with his phone? Well, the Meta glasses, they're now integrated with Ray-Ban sunglasses, so they're actually stylish, but they're really awesome because they have voice activation. So the idea is for every single measurement that our sales team takes, they'll be able to at least snap a picture, but even better, the glasses can take video up to 60 seconds at a time. So they could, in theory, measure the height and width, say the measurement out loud, and then live streams directly to a Facebook account. So we could set up a separate Facebook account and then have the sales manager sitting in his office and in real time watch as the measurements are coming in. So then that takes a lot of the responsibility and a lot of the stress off the sales team. The most stressful part about selling windows is trusting that your measurements are correct. So if every single window can be double checked by our sales team or our sales manager, takes an enormous amount of stress off the sales team. So that's the first piece of it. I also wanted to take some time to talk about the project management side. So I was at Minnesota. For the Minnesota contractor's license, you have to do continued training. So I was at a continued training at the HBA for a day a couple weeks ago. And one of the builders there was talking about a software they use. And what really piqued my interest was the ability for the communication between the contractor and the customer directly through the app. So I started looking into different softwares and nothing really fit for exactly what we need. So we're looking at building our own that will be customer focused. So quick rundown of how it would work. After the sale happens and we're got all the product ready to go to the customer's house, the app will generate a material list for our install crew. So the install crew will check off as they load up material. So all the windows, all the trim, all the doors. They get down to the end and say, okay, I'm loaded up and ready to go. Push the button. The app will then reach out to the customer and say, hey, team is on their way. And just like Uber, it'll track their path towards the customer's house. So they'll be able to see exactly while they're on their way. So the customer feels like they know the installer a little bit, at least before we get there. We could even do a video, have the installers do a quick video introducing themselves. Idea is installer gets to the customer's house and then starts going through the process. So the reason it's a sales and project management app is all the information that we gather at the sales appointment will then transfer into a work order that the customer has access to and the install team has access to. So we will have prompts at least probably once an hour or once every couple hours that says, hey, install crew, where are you at on the project? And then they can go down, they have their punch list of all the things that need to happen during the day. They can say, okay, we got drop cloth set up, plastic set up, windows are all demoed, got the new ones set, installation, and then throughout the process, we'll require the install team to take pictures as essentially picture and video proof. Again, we can use the Meta glasses for that. Or in this case, they can just take the pictures one by one. So then the customer in real time would also be able to track exactly what's happening. So they'll have access to their profile. So as the pictures are getting uploaded, as they're checking off stuff they're doing for the project, they'll be automatically uploaded. Customer can follow along. Also, we'll be able to do our completion paperwork. The customer will be notified when they're getting close to the end of the job so that the customer can be sure to be home so we can do our walkthrough. If the customer doesn't come home, because we do run into that quite often, they just have to leave for work, or for whatever reason they can't be there, we can then do a video walkthrough and send the paperwork for the customer to pay so the team can collect the payment, because our contractors don't get paid unless customer pays. So this is really awesome because it keeps our contractors accountable, but also increases transparency between our company and the customer. If anything does go wrong during the day and say we need to address some rot or we need a change order, we can do the change order right through the app and the customer can approve it. Then we have real-time tracking of everything that's going on with the project. It's a safety valve for the install crews too, because if for whatever reason we get a call back from the customer and say, my window's leaking, well, if we can go back and look at every single picture and say, okay, they demoed it properly, they installed the new window properly, they insulated it properly, all the trim was done right, blah, 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 everything was done right. Well, we can be pretty confident that we did our job right. Something's leaking, it's not on us. So it's a huge safety factor for the install team. So I think it's a win-win from the sales perspective across the board. As we continue to develop this thing, I will share more information. Super excited about it. This is going to be my big project here probably for the next 6 months. So I will keep you updated as we progress. Appreciate it. Have a good one.